Okay, so in this video we're going to look at how we can use some grouped data to try and find out some interesting things. So here is our grouped data. Now you can already see it bulges in the middle even before I finish. You can also see something about the intervals when you look down here. What do you see? So, they're not all equal size. Now, previously, we learnt how to do some useful stuff with grouped data. We looked at frequency tables in part 8. And we looked at how you find the mean, or rather an estimate of the mean. Excuse me. And what we found was, by using the midpoint value, we could find out the sum of the total rows, and then divide it by the sum of the frequency. Go back to part 8 and watch that again if you feel you need to. Then, I'm going to ask you a different question now. So, what I'm going to ask you now is to find the median of the data. Now, hopefully, you're already starting to think, well, before we found an estimate of the mean. Can we actually find the median? The answer is no. We can find an estimate of the median. Okay, so let's see how we do that then. So, 3, 7, that's 10, 22, 27, 29, 31 bits of data. So my question for you, which piece of data is the middle? And then, what is its value? So, first piece is over here, and the 31st is over here. Where is the middle of the data? So from here to here, the gap is 30 pieces. So what's half of that? That's 15. So the middle piece of data is the 16th. Okay. Tough question for you now. What is its value? How can we use the table up here to try and estimate that value? First off, is the 16th piece of data in this interval 0 to 4? Hopefully you said no, because this is the first bit up to the third bit. Is it in this interval here? You're going to say no again. The data is in order. So this is the 30th and the 31st bit. Now some of you are going to guess it's in the big one in the middle. We better check. If this is the first 3 bits, where's the next bit? The next one is in here, which is the 4th bit of data. And there are 7 in here. The 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. I counted up 7 to get there. What's the first bit of data that lies in this interval then? Well, it's the 11th. So let's count up. So the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. Now I've drawn that wrong. 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. So it's the 6th bit in here. Which is half of that interval. Okay, the interval goes from 8 to 14. And we know that the 16th bit is 6 bits into this 12, and 6 is half of 12, so it's halfway into this interval. So where do you think it lies from 8 to 14? Well, a sensible guess would be the middle. So that's 6 across, so we'll go 3 to find the middle, which is 11. So our estimate for the median would be 11. Let's just talk through what we've done here again. We counted up how many bits of data there were. We worked out the 16th bit was in the middle by counting in from both ends. We then looked at which interval that lay within. This was 3, so this is the first 3. This is 7 more, so it takes us up to the 10th bit. This interval actually goes up to the 22nd bit of data. So the 16th bit was halfway, from 10 to 22, or 11 to 22. Halfway, we've said, makes it halfway between 8 and 14, which is 11. And that is one way of estimating the median. But it's not always going to work. So, what I want you to do is take a minute, think through the steps on that, and then I'll show you an alternative route to finding an estimate for the median.